Your father was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberries. I never understood why that was such an insult until the day I came home and my wife was boiling elderberries, because my God, do they stink. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to make our awesome spicy elderberry syrup. Elderberry syrup that we're going to make today. All the ingredients that go into it are really great for a cough suppressant. They're good for sore throats, and they're naturally going to boost your immune system. We get a lot of call during cold and flu season from our clients. We used to make this and sell it in our clinic. It would go out the door like gangbusters. Just so you can know that you could do this recipe with strictly elderberry, but all the rest of these herbs just add to it. They add to the potency of it, and they add to the flavor of it. So we're going to start with probably our most important ingredient here is going to be our elderberry. We are going to do a full cup of elderberry. All right, there we are. Put that in the bowl. Moving on to our rose hips. So for the rose hips, it's just going to be half a cup. And all this is going to be in a handy PDF in the description with all the recipe and all the amounts that you're going to need in order to do this elderberry syrup. All right, so there we go. There is our half cup of the rose hips. All right, let's move it on to echinacea root. Let's fill this bad boy up. It's just nice. Everything smells so good. It smells like Christmas or like that time of year. If you ever wonder why we have all these different spices during the holiday season, there's a reason for it. They're good for all the things I just mentioned. Cold and flu, sore throats. All right, and we're going to throw some hibiscus flower in here. So that's going to be another half a cup of the hibiscus. And again, actually, this doesn't smell like the holiday season. It smells like a tropical island, if you ask me. I love the smell of hibiscus. But for some reason, I always get like a little scent of dill. I don't know. My wife thinks I'm crazy about that, but I think hibiscus smells like dill. All right, into the bowl. Proper lid on the proper jar. All right, and moving on. So a clove, little dab will do you with the clove. So we're just going to take and throw just like 2 stems of clove. Bam, just like that. We're going to take our cinnamon right here, and we're just going to do 1 cinnamon stick, and that's really just going to more go into the pot. We have our allspice here, and this allspice. All right, I'm just going to take a couple of the allspice, toss those in as well. We take our galangal root, and again, we're just going to take a small amount. That hits the senses when you open it. So what we have here is 1 teaspoon. That's not a teaspoon, that's a tablespoon. And bam, right in. I got to quit with the bam. I'm going to get sued. So go ahead, put that lid back on. And now that we've got everything mixed together, we're going to get this into a pot. We're going to boil it up, and we're going to keep the process moving. The pot, this is enough for a few batches. What I have here is a 4-cup teapot. I'm just going to take that cinnamon, throw it right into there. I'm going to take my strainer here, and these really expand once they get wet. So I'm only going to fill this about halfway so I don't blow the top off the lid. I speak from experience. There we go. Got about half of it in there. We're going to put it in. We're going to add the water to the top of that, and we're going to bring it to the stove. We're going to bring it to a boil. You're going to reduce it down and leave it there for anywhere about 30 to 40 minutes, or until the water's evaporated about halfway down. That's where we're going to get that thick consistency for the syrup. All right, I've got that boiling on the stove top. I'm just going to take the rest, put this into an airtight container. That way it's ready next time I want to make a little bit of syrup. And this time of year, we go through a lot. While that's boiling, we're going to move on to the next step, which is adding our honey. I hope you got a lot of honey because you're going to need it. So we usually do one for my wife and I and one for our daughter. We usually do ours about 1/3 of the way full in this mason jar of honey. If you do it about 1/3 of the way, honey is actually going to help preserve this. So about 1/3 of the way full is going to last for about 3 months in the fridge. If you do it halfway, so like 50-50 honey and elderberry, that's going to last for about 6 months. It is time to grab our elderberry. It's been slowly boiling over about a medium heat for about 40 minutes. It's approximately how long it took to get that much honey out of the jar. All right, so we're just going to go ahead, pour this right on top of the honey. The other thing I like about this, you can get all Mad Hatter pouring your tea from a few feet away. All right. If there's some left over, you know, you can always do another jar. It's also nice if you're actively recovering from like cold or flu, you have a sore throat, just drinking this straight as a tea, you'll find so soothing. So I only do about half a cup because it is a very powerful. We did the spicy, and then just much like we did with the mixture, just adding a little bit of honey to it. And then as far as these jars go, we're just gonna get the lid on there. Gonna let it cool down a little bit. Okay, so as I was saying before, I scalded myself with hot elderberry syrup. You're probably not going to use plastic lids. I just learned something new. Those plastic lids are very convenient, but apparently the heat will make them expand and it'll leak all over. Cause a nice mess. Luckily for us, right before we shot this, we did the aloe vera site, so I actually had aloe vera ice cubes. I was able to treat myself pretty quickly. How convenient is that? So you should check out that video in case you ever burn yourself with elderberry syrup or anything else. But what I was saying before the sauce spilled is you just want to kind of tilt these up and down. You can still see that honey. That's that 50-50 where we had a bit more. And just gently up and down. See the 25% one's already done. Just make them till they're emulsified. And then into the fridge. So once you have it done, prophylactically, you probably want to take 1 to 2 tablespoons a day unless you're actively fighting a cold or flu. In that case, it's fun to make it as tea. I know for my daughter, a lot of times, I just take the syrup and spread it into her oatmeal. It's just good to get it into your body. So however that you accomplish that, enjoy. Right. If you like bad Monty Python jokes and watching me burn myself with elderberry syrup, you should like and subscribe. I'm sure I'll do it again.